All right, Viking fans, the Minnesota Vikings pulled off the greatest come-from-behind victory in postseason or regular season NFL history. Let's talk about that next in 3, 2, 1. Gather around, Skull brothers and sisters. This is Skull World, brought to you by Minnesota Sports Stock. I'm your host, Dave. You can follow me on Twitter, TikTok, and Facebook at Skull World. And this is the greatest comeback edition of Skull World. Let's go. Let's go. A shout out to my friends of the channel, Purple and Gold for Days, Purple Bucket Podcast, GG Sports Podcast, The Purple Code. Go subscribe to their channels. Take a snapshot. Go look them up. Go subscribe to them. I'm on all 4 of those channels. Go check them out. We already gave away a Spin Doctor Bobblehead. We're now giving away a jersey autographed by Chuck Foreman. That is behind me, as you can see. And giving that away January 3rd. All you have to do is subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Do that. Push out this video. Help me out. It helps the channel. I appreciate it. And the last thing is Fanatics. This is something you can find on Fanatics, autograph picture of the catch. It's a little spendy, but there's other great things on Fanatics. Go in the description, check out copy and paste the link, and that'll help out the channel if you purchase from that link. Now, my friends, let's talk about the game. Let's talk about the great things that happened in the game. I just put a bunch of pictures up here, and I'll talk about them as we go. Shannon Sullivan had a hell of a game. He ran 2 touchdowns back, but they didn't count. The refs were bad. They're supposed to let the play go. They're supposed to let the play go, and then that way if the ball hits the ground, gets picked up, you let it go because it always can be reviewed. I don't know what happened with the refs today, but I'm not going to talk about the refs this whole time. But we should have tied that game with like 6 minutes to go. Well, and we still would have had to get the 2-point conversion, but we could have won that in regular fashion instead of overtime. What an amazing game, man. It was the greatest comeback, the greatest second half I've ever seen in my life. And I watched the Buffalo Bill come back against the Houston Oilers back in the day with Frank Reich against Warren Moon. I saw that game live on my little TV in my house back home. I watched all the playoffs and stuff when I was a kid. That was amazing. That was an amazing comeback. The comeback in the Super Bowl. How about Matt Ryan being part of the worst comeback in Super Bowl history, and also the worst or the best comeback in Super Bowl history, and the best comeback in regular season history, playoff history. Oh, man, he was a part of both. What a thing to take to your grave, man. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. Poor Matt Ryan, man. Poor Matt Ryan. But Shannon Sullivan, hey, way to step up today. That penalty you got pushed us back a little bit. And then we didn't do anything with that drive. So, hey, cooler heads prevail, man. Don't throw your helmet. Learn from that. All right. What a day by KJ Osborne. 16 targets. I did a pregame, and we were leaving the scat for dead. I was saying switch him back and forth with Reagor, man. Switch him back and forth. See who's got it. Well, obviously, Reagor was on the bad end of 2 interceptions. The first one being in the first quarter where he stops. Kirk Cousins goes to throw it, and he moves. And Kirk Cousins throws it straight to the guy, straight to the spot he was at. Now, who knows? But it really, by the Kirk Cousins' reaction, he was pissed. And he wasn't that way to him on the sidelines. Even after him quitting on a corner route, losing track of Kirk. He didn't look back, I don't think, and saw that Kirk had the ball in the air. He stops thinking, hey, maybe he'll throw it to me short. No, you got to continue running, man. Well, that almost cost it. That was like 7 minutes to go. So there was 2 plays there that he kind of cost us. I think the punt returns. I love him as our punt returner. And I missed the play, but I understand that we had a face mask on a big return by him. I'll have to go back and look at the tape on that. But I was out in my kid's soccer game trying to look at it on my phone. My phone was, I was in between cheering my kid on when he scored a goal and watching the game. So I missed that. KJ Osborne, game of his life, 10 receptions. He's one of the big reasons he kept us in this game. You should get a game ball, man. All right. And then we got Justin Jefferson, 12 receptions, 123 yards. Only a 10-yard average, but hey, he was on 16 targets, but he was a big reason we came back, right? All these guys, and he got hurt. The 2 times it gets taken out of the game, we get 2 picks. There might be something with that. We had to put in an inexperienced guy, and there's no there's no chemistry there. Sure enough, that's what happens. Dalvin Cook, you are not dead, my friend. 4 catches for 95 yards. That screenplay for a touchdown basically kept us in that game, man. Kept us in that game. That was amazing. That was absolutely amazing. Dalvin Cook also rushed for 95 yards and 17 carries, 5.6 yard per average. So he's not dead yet, folks. I said in the pregame that I think we'll keep him at least one more year. Probably offer him a 1-year buyout of his contract to make it guaranteed. Who knows, man? Who knows what we'll do here? But Dalvin Cook deserves it. He's not dead yet. Don't forget this guy. I think I actually had a picture of him. I'll talk about him later. I got Adam Thielen. Didn't get a target until the 4th quarter, but he made some big time catches. 3 for 41 off of 4 targets, 1 TD. Great. Way to be there. Way to be there. KJ was hot. Go with the hot hand, but Thielen made big plays at the end. What about Kirk Cousins? This is a testament to the offensive line starting to shore itself up in the second half, man. Because it was not there in the first half. Was not. It was terrible. This is a good defense. These guys gave up like less than 320 yards, maybe less than 310 yards a game. Not very many points either. These guys have good defense, but Kirk Cousins in the second half just moved the ball up the field, man. Hats off to him. Hats off to him picking, just getting it to KJ and still working Justin Jefferson. There's Dalvin Cook, man. He kept us in this game. He kept us in this game. He fumbled. He kept his head up. Made big plays. That was an amazing catch and run. It was all him that got in the end zone. The blockers didn't get ahead of him. It was all him, man. It was all him. KOC, man. I don't know what she said at halftime. I've been asked to find out what he said at halftime. That might be kept in secret. Who knows? I'll be looking to see what was said, man. Hopefully we see it in some podcasts and interviews of what Kevin O'Connell said. But whatever he said, it worked. And a lot of times at this level, they're going to their position group coaches. But, hey, someone said something, and I want to hear what was said. Look at these guys hugging each other. They picked the right GM, man. They're happy with them. What exciting. What to be a part of this, man. All you guys were a part of this. Every single one of you, man. Shout out to the fans that stuck with it and stayed in that game and got loud. Got a 4th and 1 false start penalty, man. You were part of that game too. Greg Joseph hasn't, I think, missed a kick in like 3 games. Shout out to Greg Joseph for being clutch and kicking that field goal, winning the game for us in overtime. Amazing. Great job, man. It's funny. I actually talked to someone who said, "Hey, I work with a Joseph," and I'm like, "Oh, wow." So I said, "Say thank you to me, man." Greg Joseph. I think it's something like he works with a parent. Like one of Joseph's parents. I don't know. I was too excited. Everybody was coming up to me wherever I went today and was saying congratulations. So I was in euphoria. So I don't know what I was saying or hearing, but hey, those were some of the big plays. Let me keep it right there. Where are we at here? Sorry for the production value. Let's keep it on Joseph. Let's go through the stats. Kirk Cousins, 34 for 54, 460 yards, 8.5 average, 4 TDs, 2 picks. Not necessarily his fault. Sacked 7 times for 34 yards, not including the hits he took. This is proof that ESPN's quarterback rating is bullshit. You got a 33 QBR rating. ESPN, your QBR rating is bullshit. 100% bullshit. You hate Kirk Cousins. This was all done in the fourth quarter, and you supposedly wait the fourth quarter. I mean, 34 for 54, 460 yards and 4 touchdowns, and he's got a 33. At least the quarterback rating, 99.3, is understandable because of the 2 picks. But a 33 grade out of 100 in QBR? Go jump in a lake, ESPN. Dalvin Cook, already said that. 17 for 95 yards. CJ Ham, 2 for 1 yard, 1 touchdown. Alexander Madison, 2 carries for 1 yard. Kirk Cousins, 2 carries, 0 yards. Jalen Reagor, 1 for -5. Running game wasn't there. I was saying the second half, stop running the ball. They still ran a couple times. Well, my thought is don't run the ball until you get past the 50. That's my thought process there. KJ Osborne, 10 receptions, 157 yards, 1 TD. Justin Jefferson, 12 receptions, 123, 1 TD. He is now got to average about a little under 126 yards over the next 3 games. He needs to average that to get 2,000. Dalvin Cook, 4 for 95 and a TD, 23-yard average. Adam Thielen, 3 for 41. TJ Hawkinson, 3 for 33. Johnny Munn had a big one, 1 for 7. CJ Ham, 1 for 4. 4 TDs, throwing 1 on the ground by CJ Ham. Just amazing second half, man. And then we made it for 2, and I was to TJ Hawkinson. Great job getting open, man, and great patience waiting to get him the ball. Now, I was pretty down on Kendricks in that first half. He wasn't looking good, and he was limping. But he what a warrior. 12 total tackles, led us in tackles, 7 solo, got a sack, 4 tackles for loss. What a warrior. QB hit 1. Well, I guess that's the sack. Harrison Phillips, 10 total tackles, 4 solo. Brian Asamoah, who came in and spelled Kendricks, had his best game ever, 8 total tackles. Cameron Bynum, 7. Jordan Hicks, 7. Shannon Sullivan, 6. Tonga got in there, man, 6. Zadarius Smith, probably one of his decent games, 5 total tackles. He had a half a sack. Had a QB hit. That's, QB hit. Daniil Hunter, 5 total, 2 solo, 1.5 sack, 1 tackle for loss. Harrison Smith, 4 total. It was a difference in there with him in there. Nobody got beat deep. So that was the big difference between this game and the last game. Dalvin Tomlinson, 4 tackles. Duke Shelley, 2 passes defended. Great game, man. Chris Boyd, he got in there. 3 total tackles. Well, I guess that was special teams maybe. Chris Boyd. DJ Wanham, 3 total tackles. There's a great picture of him. I should have put it up. Troy Dye, 2 tackles. James Lynch, 2. Adam Thielen, Greg Joseph, CJ Ham, Luigi Villian. Esezi Atomoeo got 1, 2. All those got 1. Man, I hats off to the defense of stepping up in the second half. Hats off for making some adjustments throughout the game to try to keep these guys out of the end zone. We saw some deceptive blitzing. We saw some deceptive pressuring off of just 4. We We got to the quarterback a little bit more than we usually did. Although we only did get 3 sacks, but we got a little more pressure on him. There should have been a sack, but they called it a fumble. That was BS. Maybe it's a sack fumble, I guess. Maybe that was a sack. I couldn't remember. I'm watching on my phone if that one where he pushes the ball was considered a fumble. If that's the case, then that's a sack fumble, even though it went forward. You think. Maybe if it has to be negative yards. But, you know, we held Matt Ryan to 182 yards. 5.5 average, 1 TD, 3 sacks, QBR 31, rating 83. So get this. Compare those lines. 31.5 QBR rating by ESPN. That's their exclusive trademark rating system. 33 QBR. Kirk Cousins was 2 points better than Matt Ryan. Anybody think that? Anybody? Anybody think that? I don't. That is not a scientific number. They make shit. They're making crap up at ESPN as usual. You know, Zach Moss, he had a 3.4 yards per carry. You know, these guys had 171 yards rushing. Not good. Not good. 182 yards receiving. Let's go to total. Oh, here's a guy that had a really good game. And let me find him here. It's got to be sacks. Adenabu. Remember him? Yeah, he used to be a Viking. Oh, no, it was Yannick Ngakoue. He had a sack. Never mind. I think Adenabu, awesome. Had a great day. And I forget who was the Viking that we had and traded like for half a season. Tell me in the comments. I forget which one was a Viking. On my phone, I couldn't hear. So 39-36. Let's go to the team stats, man. Let's go to the team stats. 32 first downs to their 20. Does this seem like a team that was beat? No, because we outperformed them the second half. We played a whole game in one half. We played in case like 3 halves in one half. That's how good we did that second half. 5 for 15 on third downs compared to their 6 for 19. So the defense stepped up on third down. Total plays 86 plays. That's the kind of crap that we should be doing the entire game. We had 518 total yards. We held them to 341. We finally broke the 400-yard streak. 19 total drives, man. When's the last time you've seen a game with 19 total drives? Even for an overtime game, that's ridiculous. We're usually 11 or 12, no more than 13, except for that Miami game because we had all the 3 and outs. Just amazing, amazing. Turnovers, where is it at? Fumbles lost. Defense for special teams TDs, they had 2. They had the time of possession 36-37 to our 33-20, but 518 total yards to 341. This is even though we barely won this game and it was in overtime, I feel like this is the offensive game that we were hoping to get finally. Finally. What do you think? Tell me that in the comments below. Subscribe, like, and comment. You're entered to win that jersey behind me. Let's go, Skull Vikings. Cue the music. Thank you, Viking fans, for listening. Make sure you catch my other episodes. Also, make sure you subscribe, like, and leave a comment below. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Skull Vikes.